Well, God called us to this community just a few years ago, and we knew one of the priorities that we had was to find a school for our 5 children. And we wanted something that was biblically based, that wasn't just about the academics, but teaching beyond the walls. And there are a lot of great options in our area, but once we set foot here and began the touring process and hearing about just the academic direction and the Christ-centered agenda, we knew right away this was it. This was where we were going to call home. Immediately, our children felt at home here, which was important because they spend the vast majority of their time here with teachers and with coaches, people pouring into them and coming alongside us as parents to emphasize what we're trying to teach at home. So we knew right away this was home, this is where God was calling us to be, and made a way for that to happen.
Awesome. We're done. She had everything in one answer. That's pretty good. That's awesome.
We're done. Okay, on to the next person.
So talk about your role, your involvement here on staff, as well as a parent.
Okay. Well, little did we know, as God called us here a few years ago, that it would just be about a year later that God would open up a door and an opportunity for me to serve here on staff. I began in the elementary hall, being a parapro and being able to interact with the kids here and helping with the Bible stories and helping teach those fundamental basics. And as I was here, an opportunity came open to be the director of marketing. And I was so excited because, very few options do you have as a parent to be able to brag on your school. And I do, but now I get to do it as my job. And it's so easy to make Strong Rock look so good because it is really what you see. There is nothing hidden behind any wall, that when you come in here and you sense the Spirit, you sense His presence throughout the classrooms and the hallway, it is truly genuine. So when that opportunity came, I was excited to take it on and to be a representative of this school. It's an honor.
Yeah, I have to admit, yesterday as we were going from class to class to class, I'd say 99.9% of the kids had smiles on their faces.
Yes.
And when I was in school, half the kids were kicking dirt. They didn't want to be there.
Right.
Everybody seemed to have a joy about being here.
Yeah.
It's still work. It's school work.
Sure.
But you guys make it fun. Talk about that.
Yeah, the academic rigor here is very strong, and that's one of the things that we really take pride in making sure that our students are prepared for what's next, whether that's college, whether it's a trade school, whether it's jumping right into a career, that they are prepared, not just academically. As I mentioned before, teaching beyond the walls is so important. It's more than just an academic strong foundation, which we do offer. But it's also about teaching that biblical worldview to make sure that they're ready for what lies ahead, that they're able to filter out decisions that they're going to be called to make as adults, as young adults in their lives, and to have a biblical truth, something to draw from. So it's important that we do that as a school, that we prepare them for what's next.
Talk about athletics, the theater, the aerodynamics class, or the piloting class.
Yeah,
I mean, so there's other things that you're talking about. That they can live out their faith and be a part of their school.
Yeah. So Strong Rock tries to be a one-size-fits-all. All students are made different with different strengths, weaknesses, different interests. And so we want to make sure that when your student comes here, that they find their place, they find their niche and something that really interests them. We have exceptional fine arts, strong academics, great athletics, and even have mission opportunities for them to be either domestic or even international opportunities that we have here. So it's so important that we offer that to each of our students so that they can find their place, use their giftedness, and not wait until they're adults. That's something they can put on display now, whether it's on a football field, it's on a volleyball court, or it's on the stage doing a theatrical production. So it's really important that we showcase all of those things for our students.
Good. Now, answer that same question, as a parent with your 5 kids, right? So
yeah.
All 5 are here?
Yep.
Right. So talk about how that's played out as a parent with your own kids.
Okay. So as a parent of Strong Rock and having all 5 of our children here from pre-K through high school, they are all made differently and they all have different interests here. We have 3 boys and 2 girls. Our boys love sports, and so that was right where they fit in. They're on the football team, they play basketball and on soccer. And so to have those opportunities here to play with Christian coaching, where it's not just the fundamentals of the sport, but it's actually getting to the heart of them as a player. How do you play in those stressful moments? How do you respond with a Christ-like attitude? And our coaches are having that on display. For our girls, they're more interested in fine arts. So my oldest daughter, she loves to sing in the chorus, and she's able to learn how to do praise and worship. And you don't have to just do that at church. You can do that here among your classmates. And so she's able to express herself that way. Our youngest is a jitterbug. She is active all the way live, all the time. And she's involved in our dance class here that we just introduced this year for the first time.
That's awesome. Very good. Talk about evangelism, discipleship. How does that play out with these kids getting to a place where they own their own faith?
Yeah. For students to own their own faith is crucial. Being a Christian family, that's something that we want for all 5 of our children. It doesn't really matter to me or my husband what they decide to do in life, whatever God calls them and equips them to do, that's between them and the Lord. But we want to make sure that their faith is solid, and that's something we're already doing at home. But it's so wonderful to have a school that's coming alongside of us and pouring that spiritual emphasis into our children through Bible time, chapel, the curriculum, even incorporating that into math class. But they're seeing God's hand through all of the subject material that they're being exposed to here. It's crucial that our children know how to own their own faith. And why do they believe what they believe? They're going to go up against many adversities when they go into the world and when they have to make decisions outside of the umbrella of being at home. So we want to make sure that they are prepared. And having our kids here at Strong Rock has prepared them for those moments. They're already learning now what it's like to make a disciple, to share their faith openly, to watch our younger kids that are in elementary school already have compassion and concern for those that are lost. And I don't think that just happens. I think that's something that's built into them over time through the family structure unit, but also through a Christian education.
That's amazing. Which leads us to why people should support this school. Talk about ways people can get involved and support Strong Rock Christian School.
Well, the number one way that families and people in our community can support us as a school is through prayer. You know, there's a lot of things that we face in this world, whether you're a Christian school or not. And so we want to be covered in prayer. We know that the Lord has called us. We know that He's equipped us. But we also need to cover each and every day and each and every student and family in prayer. We see this as a ministry, not just to the students in our classroom, but also to the families, that this is an outreach and this is a ministry. And we see that as an extension of God's hand and what He's called us to do here. So having prayer support is essential and crucial to what we do. But also financially support. We have opportunities to be able to scholarship students and to enable families to have opportunities to come here. And we want that opportunity to always be relevant and always be ready to offer to different families that God calls to our area, as He did ours several years ago. And also volunteering, giving of yourself, giving of your time and your talents. God calls us to do that. I think sometimes we miss that at the school. We think that's just our calling to do that in the community or at our church, but we can also do that here. And so people can come and volunteer of their time and give of themselves to be a blessing here at Strong Rock.
That's awesome. So why do you do what you do?
It's a calling. God has called me here and placed me here with a purpose. And as long as He calls me to do that, I'm going to be here for the long haul. It's a joy to be able to work in a place where the staff seeks the Lord on everything that they do, and to know that there's not a haphazard decision, that everything is decided with a purpose. It makes it a very easy place to serve. And of course, as I said before, in marketing any kind of product, it's easy to sell Strong Rock to our families and to our community, because what we do here is so important and it's so genuine that we have a staff, we have a leadership that seeks the Lord throughout everything that we do.
Very good. Final question. Is there anything else the Lord put on your heart to share with us today?
Let me think. I think the important thing to remember at being at Strong Rock is you just never know what opportunities God is going to have in place in front of you. And to be ready for those opportunities, to be ready and willing to say yes, and to act in obedience. And that's one of the things that when my husband and I came here, just not knowing, was God going to call us to be here? And trusting His hand, trusting His leading of our hearts, and trusting in our own discernment to be here. I would encourage any family that's considering Christian education, seek the Lord, come and visit, see what is Strong Rock, and experience His presence and His Spirit here.
Awesome. Good job. Rebecca.
Is that it?
Ding, ding, ding,
Hey.
ding. That's all we need. We're done. It's a wrap.
Tune in to Overcomers TV on your favorite app or streaming platform. It's time to overcome.
How would you like to partner with Overcomers TV? Become a ministry partner, spreading the good news about your ministry and Jesus Christ. We're selecting ministries for upcoming episodes of Answering the Call. We can also help you produce your own show. Partnering with us is easier than you think. Just visit our website, overcomerstv.live. Be an overcomer today with Overcomers TV.